Welcome back to Talking Swift. I'm Meggles.
Jess Dolphy.
And I'm Rubee Royal.
By the way, this is recorded February 18th.
I forgot that I was supposed to say my name at first.
You should leave that in.
Today we are going to talk about the Eras Tour. We're going to go over that and talk about our favorite things and stuff like that. But first we're going to talk about the news updates.
News. The Super Bowl is the oldest news.
When we were recording last, it was the Super Bowl.
I had the Super Bowl like that night.
Yeah.
It was a very unhappy day in my house.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So the Chiefs won. Taylor's
Chiefs
boyfriend won the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And like the most intense... I never actually watched the Super Bowl except for this year. I was like checking on the score. Jess could probably talk more about this, but it seemed like a really intense like back and forth.
Yeah, it was intense. And then, of course, Niners lost in overtime. I'm a Niners fan, so if I don't sound very enthusiastic about that, it's because I'm not.
And I looked it up, and apparently it's only the second Super Bowl game to go into overtime.
Yep.
Ever, which is insane.
Wow.
Apparently, news came out that the 49ers didn't understand the overtime rules.
Yeah, they had changed the overtime rules recently, and I don't think the Niners had gone into overtime since the rules changed. Drink my tea.
It was really cute. Taylor brought Ice Spice and Blake Lively, and
Lana was
her
actually
mom?
in front of her, was wearing Niners gear in front of her, and then she came
Yeah.
up into the thing. What I heard was Travis got the suite, so both of their parents, everybody could be together.
that is
That's
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
I heard that, and I'm like, Travis, Taylor makes more money than you. She could have bought this.
I know.
I mean, it's a sweet gesture, but like,
Yeah.
It's like, girl could have afforded that.
yeah.
Yeah, but see, people are still saying like that he's with her just for her money, and it's like, what are you
I saw a
talking
video.
about?
I saw a video of a guy breaking it down, and they were like, for the guys who think she's with him for his money, do y'all know how much she's worth?
Yeah. Her cat is worth more than him.
Yeah, I think it literally was like her cat is worth double what he makes in a year or something, and I was like, oh my
And
god.
then still he does things like this and puts down lots of money.
I was gonna say, it looks
So-
like he just wants to spoil her.
Which
Yeah.
is totally fine, and she deserves it. I mean, Blake Lively showed
Yeah.
up in almost $500,000 worth of jewelry, so
What's interesting, though, is she wasn't wearing her wedding ring.
yeah, I saw that. But she was wearing the Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, she had the bracelet for Deadpool and Wolverine. So that was my guess, was it was to get people talking about the fact her wedding ring wasn't on. And then Ryan had 2 different movies advertised during the Super Bowl. So it was like, oh no, look at my man.
And Ryan posted an Instagram.
Yeah,
Has anyone seen my wife or whatever?
wife?
And then she posted when she got home with the Deadpool thing up on the TV in the background, being like, oh, like I made it home or something like that. So I think it was an advertising thing, for sure.
Cute.
Yeah, they do things like that a lot.
I love them. I
Like,
could talk about them all day. They're so
No,
cute.
We could make a podcast just on that relationship alone. I mean, they're her friends, so it's okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I am happy they're friends because it lets me talk about them and see them more often now.
I guess we should also talk about, during the Super Bowl, that Disney Plus commercial.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That quoted "Ready for it." I didn't actually see the commercial, but I saw a bunch of people tweeting about it, and I was like, what happened?
It said ready for it, and then it started to go through a bunch of Disney quotes.
I do remember one being about snakes, which I know was a quote from a different...
It was Indiana Jones.
I know a lot of people were freaking out about the snake thing.
Yeah, but that's the most iconic quote from Indiana
But they didn't
Jones.
have to include a quote from Indiana Jones.
They kind of did. It's one of their big titles. It's one of their big titles on Disney Plus. Yeah.
It was right in the middle of the quotes. That's what was weird about it, is that it was like directly in the middle. Why'd it have to be snakes? And then it ended with "Ready for It" as well. That's why people were freaking out about it.
I was like, I think it's just advertising Taylor's version of the Eras Tour.
Well, because then Taylor Nation posted the screenshot of "Ready for It" with the Eras Tour ad in Disney Plus, so I think it was just for that. But
yeah, people were freaking out though, thinking it was about to be a Reputation announcement. But
yeah,
I didn't think that, just based off of everything else.
No, but I did think it was weird and suspicious. But I didn't think it was like about to be a rep announcement.
No, I was not convinced that there was going to be an announcement at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't think that Taylor would take away from Travis's day.
Yeah, that was my thinking too. Girl flew 13 hours after performing 4 days in a row in Japan. Like,
I know.
Can we talk about the jet lag as a choice? Because
she was drinking as soon as she got there, and people were like criticizing her for it, and I'm like, you do that and see if you don't need a drink.
And also, it's her day off. Let her drink.
Everybody was drinking at the beginning of the Super Bowl. That's what you do. You get a beer and then you sit down and you enjoy.
It was really funny. I saw this dude breaking down the difference between Kim Kardashian's suite and Taylor's suite. And they were all sitting there on their phones, like, the entire time, bored. And Taylor's suite was all, like, drinking, freaking out, like, standing, like, jumping around, like, actually watching the game.
So I don't know how true it is. There was a rumor that Kanye wanted the suite in front of Taylor's. And the stadium was like, no. I don't know how true that is, but that's...
I mean, I really hope that's true, because that's hilarious. Was Kanye there?
No, I don't think he showed up then.
Okay.
The day before was when he dropped his song, too. So that's kind of, if that is true, that's so shady. Oh my god.
He's the worst.
Anyway, so they won the Super Bowl, and then they were really cute partying.
Oh my god, there's so many videos of them dancing.
Taylor's
Right.
accidental
so
post on TikTok.
Was that accidental?
Oh, yes.
People think she meant to post that on her private TikTok, and she posted it on her public one.
Yeah, that actually came up on my feed as I was just scrolling, and I was like, that's Taylor! And then I looked like, no way she posted that! I was so confused.
It was up still for a long time, because then it got muted because of the
right.
music.
Everyone was like, oh no, Taylor even got muted.
Imagine muting Taylor Swift on TikTok.
Yeah, I think the caption was like, she's been silenced or something.
Oh, it's still up.
It's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just check.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, it's a friends and family party, they said. And then it pans to her
Bring
parents.
your parents.
It's like, bring your parents. Her face like, yep, that happened.
She's like, well, now I'm clubbing with my parents.
She used to post stuff like that a long time ago.
It's nice she's feeling comfortable to post things like that again.
I kind of feel like that wasn't necessarily an accident.
I first thought it was an accident because I was like,
I know, it's different for her.
I think it's been since Reputation we've seen.
Yeah.
Reputation Taylor's version confirmed.
It's good that she is feeling comfortable and like she could be herself. And
yeah. I saw this video where like she was standing beside Travis, but he was talking to someone else. And she was just awkwardly doing weird things with her hands, like didn't know what to do with herself, and then just like, grabbed him. And the caption was like, this girl don't even know what to do when she's not touching him. Like, she's just awkwardly standing there trying to do stuff with her hands and make it.
I mean, yeah, that happens. When Paladin's talking to someone and I don't know them, I'm like, what do I do? I grab his hand. Either I stand there awkwardly or I just grab his hand because I don't know what to do.
yeah.
She's so gone. She's so deep. It's adorable. I love it.
Oh, and there's another clip too of her asking for another kiss.
Aww.
So
I didn't watch any of the celebration stuff because it hurts too much.
Just like one more.
So cute.
And oh my gosh, the You Belong With Me thing and the love story.
I think it was for You Belong With Me. Travis immediately found the DJ booth and he was like searching for her like this and then found her and was like pointing at her from across the room and it was so cute. For love story with the prince and princess part, they pointed at him for prince and then pointed at her for princess.
And she fanned herself. It was so cute.
It's all a publicity stunt.
Did you guys hear about what happened with the mask that Jason was wearing?
Yes.
Yes.
How some kid gave it to him?
Yeah.
The kid lent it to him, and then he, as Jason does, wandered off.
He walked away.
But he is returning
But
it.
he's getting it back to him, yeah.
Because he was already drunk at that point, so.
At that point.
So I heard Jason's retelling of what happened. He's like, oh, I just found it on the floor, and then I just put it on, and that was it. And then hearing the actual story, the kid let him take a picture in it or something,
Mm-hmm.
then he dropped it, and then Jason picked it up, and then put it on. So Jason just forgot about the kid and just remembers picking it up off the floor.
He made a very sweet comment about the kid after he realized how drunk he was.
Yes, the mask is being returned. The family wanted it back because it was like a good luck charm.
It's
for
a lucky
them.
mask for the kid.
Jason is giving it back, which is really sweet. I'm glad he still has it. I'm glad he didn't lose it that night, like somewhere else.
He went home in it. He never took it off. I'm sure Kylie was like, what?
No, I'm sure he walked in and she was just like, yep, wouldn't expect anything
No,
less.
like, where did you get that? She was in the suite too, but she's very superstitious, so she wouldn't watch the game. So she faced the wall the entire game.
Kylie?
Yes.
If she watches the game, she thinks they'll
Yes.
lose?
Yeah.
Oh.
She also will not wear any gear that's not Eagles. She's a born and raised Eagles fan. And she had told Jason, if you get traded to another team, I'll wear Kelsey, but I'm not wearing any other merch from that team. And she did not wear Chiefs jersey. She wore just a red sweatshirt that was plain to support him. And then she faced the wall the entire game. There's pictures of her just with a drink looking at the wall.
Oh my god. Oh, the other thing is, I saw a clip of him thanking Taylor for coming. He was so happy that she was able to make it.
Yeah, it was the same one where she said the jet lag. He was like, thank you so much for coming. Like, how are you here?
No, he said, how are you not jet lagged right now?
And then she just looked at him and dead ass didn't skip a beat. Jet lag is a choice. Girl! I got jet lagged after like a 3-hour time difference. I got jet lagged.
I think what she meant by that was that you're more important.
I know, but
I think
it's so
that's what she
cute.
was
But
saying.
like, I got
Yeah.
jet lagged after a 3-hour time difference. That's quite a time difference. Tokyo to...
Yeah, I always get jet lag coming back from the east side.
Hello, I am currently jet lagged.
I don't know what the time zones were there, but...
Japan is 17 hours ahead of Pacific time.
That's insane.
17-hour time difference. And she was just like, yep, jet lag. What's that? I don't know.
And she had just performed for 4 days.
Yeah, went straight on the plane. Didn't even change her clothes.
I was gonna say, and we know from her talking about it that normally the day after the tour, she does not move. She lays in bed all day and only gets up for food.
Yes.
I also heard she doesn't talk to save her voice before or after for a bit or something.
I think she talks the next day, but I know like the day before she stops talking.
She's superhuman. I could never. I would be so dead. Like, I would probably still go to the Super Bowl, but I would be so tired. Like, I would not have the energy that she had. And to go to the after party, maybe there'd be like a second wave that would kick in.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I get my
Yeah.
second wind and then I'm up for hours.
Yeah, like maybe it was just the adrenaline and just that, like, being overtired. You're all of a sudden not tired anymore. Maybe she slept on the plane.
That's literally what I was about to say, that she probably slept on the plane. 'Cause, I mean, it's a long flight, too.
And then she had to fly to Australia.
Oh my god. crazy.
And then Australia, she did a 3-song mashup on one of her nights. Didn't she do a couple different mashups?
2 different mashups this weekend.
Yeah, she did a mashup last night.
The first mashup was hinted at back in August 1st. She tweeted, "Get in the car, it's August." It was the second night she did Getaway Car mashed up with August, mashed up with The Other Side of the Door. And you can see all these songs in our Discord. I have a surprise song area where I put what the songs were that day and what album they are from.
I also wanted to just, note that this mashup specifically has been triggering all of the Rep TV clowners again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Thinking that it's maybe coming in August on the 2nd, because The Other Side of the Door is from her second album, or the 19th, because it's the 19th track off the album.
Yep.
Because Getaway Car is obviously from Reputation. Was that the 16th that she did that? I was gonna say, if it was the 16th, that would have been wild, because that was the day people thought Rep TV was gonna happen.
Oh, the 16th was the Bolter.
Yeah. 16th is when she announced the Bolter.
Okay.
So something did happen on the 16th.
So much happened in the Eras Tour this weekend. She also announced the new variant of Tortured Poets Department featuring the Bolter. And it's a different color. And
different album cover.
Did you all see that theory about it's the different stages of...
I did, yes.
Yeah, the different stages of grief.
I saw a theory that saw it was going backwards, though. And she was starting with acceptance, because you don't end with the darkest colors. So people think it's going backwards. And the 5th one, I saw a theory, it's kind of out there, but people are theorizing that the darkest version, or the darkest thing, is going to be Reputation. Because usually she does 4 variants, but there's 5 stages of grief, so people were thinking that Reputation was going to be the 5th stage, because she's going backwards, because they're going darker and darker.
Revenge.
Rep TV clowners never stop, okay?
Not until it comes.
We never sleep.
Then we will stop.
No.
And then I'll still never sleep, because I'll be listening to the album. I still won't be sleeping. It'll just be...
And then we will rest.
A little bit better. But yeah, so that version does not have the manuscript on it. It has the Bolter. So each version has a different bonus track. So if you want to listen to each one, you have to buy the 2 different albums or wait for them to hopefully come out on streaming services.
Which is frustrating for some. And then also...
I have seen a lot of discourse about it on Twitter.
Yeah. Also, other people are getting mad at people for being frustrated with it. And there's a lot of divide because of the variants.
My theory is that there's going to be a deluxe version with all of them.
Yeah, I hope so.
There probably would be. Didn't Midnight's have a final one?
Wouldn't that be the late night edition?
That's the one that has You're Losing Me, right?
I have that one.
Yeah. So it does have one at the end. But still, it is a little bit frustrating to split up the song.
I think it's because we don't know that it's happening yet, so people are panic buying the first one that comes out and then being annoyed that they could have saved their money to get the other one because maybe they liked that album cover better. If they had had the options all at once, if they only had enough money to buy one, then they would know and be able to pick the one that was their favorite.
Yeah.
Instead of rolling them out every couple weeks, one at a time. With countdown limited time to buy them too.
It is a good strategy.
Yeah.
It's a great marketing strategy, but it creates that urgency that you have to buy it. It is kind of frustrating to have exclusive songs you don't have access to with an artist that you love. You want to listen to it in a more accessible capacity.
I was so glad when she finally put You're Losing Me on streaming. I was like, finally!
I remember messaging you about it.
I was on my cruise.
I had to message you about it, so the first moment you got service again, you would know. Because I know it's your favorite song, so I was like, oh my god!
Mm-hmm. Which, speaking of, for the variant announcement, I was actually watching the show because I was up late editing the last episode, trying to finally get it out there. So I was watching that show. We knew something was going to happen because the energy of that show, you could just tell that something was going to happen. She kept like winking or smirking, or like she said different things.
I don't trust that smirk.
And so we knew something was coming. And then she came out in her yellow dress, which people are saying that the yellow dress is the one that where most of the things happen or whatever. I don't know. I don't know exactly what people say about the yellow dress, but
I've seen a lot saying that the yellow dress has taken the most from them. I haven't seen enough of the show's live streams to know which dress, but I've seen a lot of people saying specifically the yellow dress has taken like everything from them, like all the surprise songs, all the good stuff, so
I would have to look at the stats.
yeah, I don't know.
also the store went down too. That was the first thing that happened that everyone was like, oh my god, something's happening. But that was way earlier in the show. So then we had to wait until the surprise songs, and we're like, we know something's happening during the surprise songs. And then she came out in her yellow dress. She played Red first. And then she made the announcement. At first I got so confused because I could barely hear her over the stream. I thought that she was making the announcement for the Bolter. I thought she was going to play the Bolter.
She said, I think more than any of my albums that I've ever made, I needed to make it. It was really a lifeline for me. Just the things I was going through and the things I was writing about, it kind of reminded me of why songwriting was something that actually gets me through my life. Basically, I'm very excited for April 19th because the Tortured Poets Department will be out on that date, and I cannot wait for you all to hear those songs then.
Before she played You're Losing Me, she's like, this is one of my favorites. That's why I thought that it was the same thing, because it didn't sound like she was switching gears.
A lot of people thought that because a lot of people were like, how do I know all the words to a song that's not out yet?
A lot of people tweeted that she played the Bolter. So then it made me even more confused. I was like, what? But then I went to the store and looked at the variant, and I was like, no, I don't think that's what it was.
Unfortunately, I need to stray from the surprise shows and talk about something a little darker. There was a shooting during the parade. Yeah, Taylor allegedly donated $150,000. I've seen 100,000 with her name, and then I saw a third one with her name for 50,000.
I saw the 250,000 ones.
Yeah, and then it looks like there's a third one. And then Travis and Jason also may have donated, but they didn't put their names. Travis, I think, put 87.
Mm-hmm. And I saw the note under the donation too.
Yeah, she wrote a really sweet note.
Aww.
Sorry to bring it down, but that is something we had to bring up.
No. Yeah, I knew we were going to talk about it. It's so sad. I don't live in the States, but I can't imagine how tired you guys are of seeing mass shootings all the time.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, it's a little desensitizing.
Yeah.
Like this one came out and I was like, oh, again.
Which is the sad part.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It shouldn't be happening as much as it is, to a point that people are just like, oh yeah, another one.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's ridiculous. I mean, people should be able to celebrate without having that happen.
So then last night, or this morning, depending on your time zone, Taylor announced that there are no more rules for the surprise songs.
That was what I was gonna talk about.
Yeah. And that she doesn't want to be limited on what she can play or how many times she can play it. And so mashups are now going to be a permanent thing.
I also heard that there are repeats allowed now. Like, she's not limiting, to once it's played. Which I'm really happy about, because that gives me a chance to hear You're Losing Me.
It was... she still hasn't played I Did Something Bad, and that just makes me curious why.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I honestly think she's saving that for Reputation TV announcement. I hope so. If she just randomly decides to play it,
I
now there's so
know.
much like
It's
built
like-
up anticipation around it. If she just decides to randomly play it, sometime people are gonna think that Reputation's coming again. And then there's gonna be that awkward chant thing again,
my
and then she's
God.
gonna put us in our place again. Like, it's gonna just be the same thing over again if it's not the announcement. So I really hope she saves it for the announcement at this point,
that's
because
true.
it's gone
That's
too
true.
far. It's the only way she can play it now without freaking everybody out.
That is true.
As much as I would love
Yeah.
to just hear it, there's no way she could just play it casually, just drop it in a surprise song section now, and it, like, not get blown out of proportion.
All right. Do we have any more news?
I think that's it for news. There's a lot of news. To be fair, there was a lot that happened this week.
Yeah. So I know people are posting about the stages of grief, but people are also posting about the poses that she's making for these covers are similar to the poses from Midnight's.
I did see that, yes.
I didn't do that.
They're like just slightly different.
Yeah, I did see that. They look similar to the Midnight photo shoot.
So it's kind of like she's in the same kind of poses, but like lower, more distraught, you know.
I found it. Where should I post this? And then you can see what we're talking about here.
Oh. So it's like because we know Midnight's like it was starting to end there. Like that's kind of confirmed now.
Mm-hmm.
And now it was her
Yeah.
thinking it was going to be over, and now it's confirmed it's over.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also, for the bolter, what was on the back of the cover? They hit so hard and I can't
Oh,
remember.
you don't get to tell me about Sad.
Yeah! I was like, oh, you don't get to tell me about Sad.
I saw a theory that they're all going to connect, like those
Yeah.
words. And I'm like, huh.
With the spaces.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory. I'm not sure it's true, but because I can't think of what it could spell out.
I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to be a poem. Like, if they're all
could
lines
be,
to a poem,
or-
then it's only going to make sense to order once we have all of them.
Because they don't, when they're overlapping, they don't cover each other. Like, they.
I do know, like, poems do have that structure of like, spacing and stuff. Like, there's a certain style of poetry that does do that. So, part of me is just wondering if she's just being stylistic with her words,
Yeah.
or...
I was going to say, also in poetry, the spacing is how
Yeah.
it's read and can change the inflection of it.
That's true.
I think she's just being artsy.
So, it might just be the way she wants us to read it, yeah. But there could be other things. I don't know.
All right.
Wait, can I say it? Can I say it? Can I say it? Welcome to the Eras Tour! Every time she says it, I get so excited.
I know. I love it.
It's in the commercial, Rubee. You've seen it.
I have seen it, yes. I have seen a clip of her saying it. It would hype me up so much if I had seen the tour in person. I want to try and see it in person first, and if I can't, then I'll watch it through on film.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I did not watch the whole tour until I saw it, and then
I didn't even know the whole set list until yesterday when I was looking up the set list so that I could have something to say about it today. So if people don't know it, it's a 3.5-ish hour long tour.
it's longer than 3.5. She said it was going to be 3.5. It's closer to 4.
And it has all of her eras of her previous albums in it, except for Debut for some reason.
But I have a theory on that, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
And she doesn't do them in the order of release either.
Lover is first, and that's the album that she didn't get to tour.
Yes.
Oh.
She was supposed to have a tour for Lover, and then it got canceled because of the pandemic. And then she ends with Midnights, which is her newest album at the moment. This is, again, before Tortured Poets Department. It kind of has a little bit of an order with that, but that's about it.
When I saw the set list, I was like, what is this order? I'm curious if there's a reason that anybody's found.
It makes sense to me. And I was going to talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
So she announced the Eras Tour right after Midnight's was out for... It wasn't out for that long when she announced it.
Midnights came out October 21st.
I tried to look it up. Oh, November 1st on Good Morning America. And through her social media accounts.
I knew it was really close after midnight.
Yeah, because I got my tickets in November, so I knew it wasn't that
same.
long after it was announced that tickets went on sale, but there was a clock.
And we had 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks before the verified fan sale from the announcement.
I just knew it was before my birthday because my mom had gotten me the tickets as a birthday present.
How did we feel like when the announcement happened?
I freaked out mostly because, like, I've talked about this. I really wanted to go to the Reputation tour, and I couldn't go.
Same.
I didn't even hear about Lover Fest until after it got canceled, and so this was like the first time I was like, "This is a chance I could actually go see her."
I went to 1989. That was my first concert ever. I loved it, and then for Rep, I was even more into her, so I really wanted to go. I just couldn't financially. I was going back to school and stuff, and so I wasn't able to go. And then same with the Loverfest, when she announced Loverfest, also the whole fact that it was only 2 dates, only 2 places in the U.S., and none of the locations were where I was. I knew I wouldn't be able to afford to go and then also travel and stuff at that point in my life. Yeah.
I was just excited because I didn't really become like a full Swiftie until Midnights, so I was just excited that there was a tour that I could go on and see her since becoming a full fan.
I had literally just thought of her going on tour before she announced this. I was listening to her music and I was thinking about the last few years, and you know, it would be so cool if I could see Taylor in concert again. I don't know, I just had that thought, and then she announced this tour, and I was like, oh my god, it's happening! And then she called it the Eras Tour, and I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I want, because I wasn't a Swiftie before. For the earlier tours, you know, it was just like exactly the kind of thing I wanted. Hear her older songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was the same for me. It's just like you get to kind of experience a snippet of like the old tours a little bit.
Yeah, so then I signed up for Verified Fan right away. The whole Verified
I'm laughing because of that whole experience.
Oh my god. Yes.
Which is the next
Yes,
step?
it is. So the Ticketmaster fiasco thing.
Sure, we'll call it that. The Great War.
I found out that my sister-in-law and my brother also wanted to go. I did end up getting it. I was very lucky trying to get the tickets, even if you do have Verified Fan, was a lot. The site was overloaded, right? Or something crazy.
Yeah. Taylor's team at X Ticketmaster several times if they were sure they could handle it. And they kept saying, yeah, we can handle it. And then the site got overloaded. And then people who should have gotten the Verified Fan ended up at the back of the line.
Yeah.
A lot of scalpers have gotten tickets.
We each had like time slots, if I'm remembering correctly. Each area had their own time slot that they were supposed to be able to get on, but because the site was overloaded, everyone was behind. It was like really delayed by hours. So you had to be in the waiting room for hours. I think the other thing is they gave away too many Verified Fans or something. It was insane. When it finally was my turn, I was like panicking because it had been such a crazy day and everyone had been tweeting about getting tickets or not getting tickets and like all this. I was like, I need to pick the seats and buy the tickets really fast before they disappear. And then I realized I couldn't get 5 seats together. So then I had to stagger them a little bit. So I had 2 in front and then 3 in back. But I luckily was able to get them. And now I know how lucky I really was to get them. But yeah, it was crazy.
I got waitlisted. I never got an email. But Paladin is a season ticket holder for the 49ers, and season ticket holders got a separate pre-sale. That's one of the perks of being a season ticket holder is you get pre-sale to concerts. And so his pre-sale happened and it was crazy. He would click on seats and they would sell as he was clicking on them. So I ended up not where I ideally wanted, but it was still really good seats. My one thing was I don't want to be behind the stage.
Yeah. Also, I felt like pressure because I was getting tickets for other people too, like my sister-in-law and her friend and my brother. I felt a little bit of pressure. I knew they didn't want super expensive tickets, but they also wanted like decent seats, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, where am I gonna put us? And I think the first ones that I picked out were gone. They disappeared.
I lost out on like 3 different seats.
Yeah.
And Paladin was doing it, so he was panicking.
Oh my god.
He's like, where do I go? I'm like, just any seat you can get that are not behind the stage. But it was fine. It was just pure chaos.
It was chaos. And then they ended up canceling. Originally, they were going to have a general sale.
There were no more tickets.
But because they gave away too many verified fans, like, what's the point of even having verified fans at that point if you're going to give away way too many? Because then everyone was buying, like, the maximum. She had already added some dates at that point, too. Because I know she added a Seattle one because originally we tried for verified fan for the first Seattle night. But then she put out a second Seattle night, and so we tried for verified fan for that one, too. And I think that's probably the reason I got verified fan.
I think with mine, she added it for the day before. 'Cause I think I was the only show in Santa Clara, and then she added. I can't remember if my show was added or the one before us was added. I think the one before us was added.
But yeah, then they ended up totally canceling the general sale. And it hasn't really gotten better since then.
Apparently the same thing happened for Olivia Rodrigo's tour. This past week. So obviously they fixed nothing.
They fixed nothing. Apparently for the rep tour, they had a better system. I don't remember what it was. But I saw people talking about it and how it should be that system again. Ticketmaster experience has only gotten worse, basically. We were the first ones, and then after that, it just did not get better at all.
I feel personally victimized by Ticketmaster. In my efforts to get any Canadian tour date, preferably Toronto, because that's so much closer to me, but I was even fine trying to travel to Vancouver. I got waitlisted 12 times through different people trying to help me get tickets with no chance of codes. I was refreshing my email all day. I even was at work trying to refresh stuff and nope. Nothing. I've entered so many giveaways and stuff trying to get tickets. As of right now, I do not have tickets and I have not seen the show and I would like to. So if anybody hears this podcast and has tickets to Toronto or Vancouver that they're selling at face value because I'm not paying resale prices, please hit us up. DM our podcast account because your girl Rubee would really like to go. It's just unfortunate the way that the Canadian dates came out in waves, because I feel like if people had known that Vancouver was going to happen, some people wouldn't have signed up for the Toronto ones. Toronto and Vancouver are on opposite sides of Canada, if anybody doesn't know. So people in the Vancouver side of Canada either bought or signed up for the Toronto Ticketmaster because they thought that was the only tour dates that were coming to Canada. I didn't have a chance because a bunch of people that shouldn't have signed up for my tour date because they thought that was the only dates that were coming to Canada and, like, panicked and signed up for it. So then now a bunch of people on the opposite side of the country had tickets to a show in Toronto. All of a sudden, now there's Vancouver dates, and oh crap, now they all have tickets for the other show. And it was just like, if they had just said, hey, there's more shows coming, they didn't even have to say the dates or anything. If they just said, oh yeah, we have Vancouver dates coming soon or something, then maybe not as many people would have signed up. Because the Toronto, I don't know if this was the same for the Vancouver one, I'm pretty sure more than the population of Canada signed up for the Toronto dates.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's also so many Americans that signed up. I've seen people explain that America is very big, and you know, there was like 50 something shows for you guys, but not everybody had access to them because they're so far away from...
We have a huge population.
And I get that. But if you're going to more than like 2 shows and you sign up for the Canadian dates, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy. There's Canadians that haven't seen any shows because they didn't have any dates for us for like how long? They didn't even tell us if they were coming to Canada. I get that some people it's closer to go to Canada, fine. But if you're telling me it's like your 3rd or 4th show and you just wanted to go again, I'm sorry. I don't like that. 9 shows for an entire country of people. And they're both on opposite sides of the country. I think when I flew to Vancouver, it was like $1,000 for a flight.
That's insane. That's like Europe prices.
I don't even pay that to go to New York from California.
And that's Canadian, so I guess for Americans it would be a bit cheaper if you bought like with the conversion.
That's still more than what I paid to fly to New York.
Yeah, that's still a
So
lot.
like them being like, oh, it's just Canada, just drive. Like, I don't think people realize how far it is to go from like one side to the other side, or how expensive it is.
It's as wide as the U.S. What are they talking
Like, sometimes
about?
it is cheaper for us to fly to the States than it is to fly within like domestic in our own country, because the prices of flights are ridiculous.
It was under 100 for me to fly to L.A. from Seattle.
It was like 200 for me to fly from California to New York, and that was last minute. That was like that day.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how expensive Canada is. Because I know people who were closer to Toronto than even I was. Like, I saw people who said that they lived across from the stadium and they couldn't get tickets.
Yeah. But anyway, there needs to be a better system. I don't know what exactly it should be.
I don't know how to fix it, but I just want tickets.
And Rubee needs tickets. So when she first announced it and the anticipation for it, did we have any initial expectations?
I honestly thought it was going to be in order.
So I made little notes, and I literally I had assumed she'd do the eras in order. That was also my first thought. And I also just thought it would be amazing, because I've seen videos of her past tours, and so I just knew that this one was going to be bigger, better.
What I had seen of the Reputation tour, I was expecting like elaborate sets and outfit changes, so that's pretty much what I was expecting.
Yeah, I went to her 1989 show, so I knew that it was gonna be amazing. I knew that she puts on a good show, and comparing the two, it's so crazy to me. For the 1989 show, there were empty seats.
I've seen pictures of it.
It's crazy, the difference with the audience, because for the Eras Tour, there were so many people. And everyone was standing up and singing, and it was not like that for the 1989 tour. I stood up and sang the whole time for the 1989 tour, but I felt a little more awkward doing it because not everyone was, and there were a lot of empty seats, and it just felt more awkward being in the audience.
I think also this was kind of like the first major concert since the pandemic, and so everybody was like just starved for live entertainment.
Yeah, everyone was ready to get together again and do something fun. And
yeah,
dress up, and yeah, everyone was ready for this kind of thing. It was like the perfect time for her to do it.
She's a mastermind.
Yeah. Okay, so did we keep things a surprise or look things up? You have both talked about this a little bit already.
Yeah.
So basically, I haven't seen it yet. I've been trying to avoid too much spoilers for myself. Except for, like, I'll watch clips of some of the surprise songs because I love them, and I'll watch some of the video, mostly just the surprise song clips or what's coming up on my feed, so I'll watch those also because those are less likely to be seen at my show if I get to go.
They're always different, too.
Yeah.
How she does them and what she says before them and, like, all that, it's never the same.
I try not to watch too much stuff. I have seen, like, a few clips. I know she does a dive jump at some point. I don't know when, but I know she does that, and I know she does a couple other things. And I've seen the vigilante shit dance so many times.
Who hasn't?
It's like, how many times have you watched this? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but I try not to watch too much more other than the things that I've already seen. Like, if I'm like, oh, vigilante shit's coming up again, I'll watch that again. But it's because I've seen it already, but I try not to spoil too much.
Honestly, I saw it a bunch before I saw it live, and then seeing it live, it's still totally...
I feel like seeing it live is just a different experience than seeing a video of it anyway.
Yeah. I feel like the whole thing is a different experience than seeing the video. Because for me, I did not keep things a surprise. I did that specifically, though. I wanted to know the set list beforehand. I wanted to know it as soon as everyone else knew. Because I was super anxious about it. Because I knew that if I went without knowing the set list, there was a chance of me being, like, disappointed. I wanted to prepare myself because honestly, I didn't expect it to be this long of a concert with this many songs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected 44 songs.
Normally, I look up set lists of concerts I go to before so that I make sure I know the songs before I go, because I hate being at a concert and awkwardly, like, standing there watching everybody else sing along and dance, and I'm just like, cool, I don't know this one.
No clue.
For that reason, too, I really wanted to know the set list, but also I was worried I would be disappointed by her song choices. I just wanted to prevent that letdown at the concert, you know? Plus, I like preparing for things. Knowing what's coming kind of helps me get in the mood and prepare, and it just helps with my anxiety. I didn't watch the full show straight through ever. I watched a lot of vlogs of them going to the concert, and I watched, like, a lot of clips. I didn't want to see her entrance beforehand. That was the one thing that I wanted to be a surprise. I didn't want to see her entrance. But I remember I was watching this vlog, and my sister was in the room, and she got mad at me, and she's like, "You're spoiling it!" And she left the room because she didn't want to see it.
I specifically did not want to see the whole thing before I saw the show. So I watched a couple clips, like I know I saw Ready for It. It was kind of hard to avoid Love Story with how many people were getting engaged during it. And I watched Vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
But I, for the most part, avoided watching anything in full. I would watch, like, clips here and there, but I wouldn't watch anything in full. And even doing that, I was very surprised. I looked up the set list beforehand, but I only read the eras I wasn't familiar with, so I could get familiar with those songs. Like you guys said, I didn't want to be awkwardly like, I don't know this one. Lover, Evermore, Folklore. I looked up beforehand so I could be like, okay, what should I listen to more? So I'm not like, what is this?
My one fear, if I do end up going to a show, is that I'm not going to know the surprise song.
I was worried about that too, and then I ended up knowing them, even though I had ones that I'm not super familiar with Red. Like, I listened to it a lot, but I'm not super familiar with it, and I had one of the songs from Red, and I shockingly knew it.
Mm.
Yeah, because right now, I'm not, like, super familiar with her older albums, like Fearless, Speak Now, debut. I know a few. I don't know a lot of her like older music, so I'm definitely gonna have to prepare a lot more before I go, because the thought of not knowing the surprise song is just so stressful, because it would be really awkward if I was like the only one, like we were saying, that didn't know it.
Yeah.
Because that's such a like big moment of the show, is the surprise song, right? Because it's like, oh, surprise, and it's like, oh no, I don't know it.
You wouldn't be the only one who didn't know it, though. Everybody's at different stages.
I know, but I don't want to not know it.
Yeah.
Because that would just be disappointing. To see all these people getting surprise songs that they love, and if I don't, then it's going to be really awkward if I don't even at least know the song.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was like with one of mine. I didn't know very well. I'd only heard it once, because I got one on Red TV, and now I know it better, but at that point I had only heard it once, so I felt a little awkward. How do we feel about the track list?
I'm sad one of my favorite songs is a very short version. Wildest Dreams.
Oh,
she shortens that one?
Yeah.
I was really sad that Illicit Affairs was short, but I was also really happy that it was at least included.
I love that mix of it, though.
It does work really well, but I love the full song, and this is why I wanted to know the track list beforehand, because I thought there was a point I could get disappointed. People said that she did full songs of all of these, and she doesn't.
No, some of them are shortened.
That's good to know.
That was a bit disappointing, because I'd been like practicing all the songs a lot. That one, and You Need to Calm Down as well.
That one's short. I'm sad.
That was a little bit disappointing. I mean, I didn't expect her to do 44 songs at all, but people on Twitter were saying that she doesn't even shorten them and all this, and since they were saying that, I believed them, and I do feel like that was a little bit disappointing. But when I first found out the track list, I was super, super happy. I was pleasantly surprised. There were a few that I would have switched out or whatever, but for the most part, I was really happy with it. But that's how I felt.
So it might be a hot take, I don't know. I'm sad that Me is not included, because I think that would have been such an awesome song to have at this tour with all the big stage stuff. I think she should have opened with Me, knowing that Lover is her first era in the tour. I would have loved Me to be because imagine her being you never find anybody like me or whatever, and then it just opens up.
There's Me Erasure though, so.
But anyways, I love that song and I wish it was included, but I know why it's not, because Swifties freaking bullied her about
hate it. Yeah.
I love it. I also have another possibly hot take that I think the 1989 era is very casual fan catered. It's mostly just her biggest radio popular songs. I love the whole album of 1989, so I'm not disappointed by it, because I don't think there's any skips on that album, but it just seemed like it was more catered to the casual fans. Oh, you'll know all of these ones type of thing, kind of throwing a bone to the people that don't listen to the full album. That's just my opinion on that one. But overall, I think it's pretty good. I don't know, like I said, a lot of her older albums, so I don't really have much of an opinion on those eras. I do think it's interesting that not all the eras have the same amount of songs or time on stage. Do you guys have an opinion on that?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, Speak Now originally only had one song, and then she added Long Live.
See, because I was doing a count. I don't know if my track list that I have is right, but on the count of the track list that I found, Folklore had 7 songs, and Midnight's had 7 songs, and then the rest had 4 or 5, and then the short ones had 3 or 2. And I was like, why does some have 7 and others have less?
It's the ones she didn't perform in concert that tend to have the longer amount of songs.
Those are the ones that she didn't ever get a concert for.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. I was wondering what your guys' opinions were on that, because you guys actually saw the tour, so I was like, I didn't know if there was maybe a reason for it, or...
I'm a folklore girl, so I was really pleasantly surprised that folklore had so many, but the other eras do deserve a little bit more time.
Or speak now.
I know.
And also debut. I think we should hear Jess's theory about why debut is not in there right now. I feel like it's a good time to talk about it.
When she first started the surprise songs, she said that this was her name section. Taylor Swift is the name of debut, and it started with her simply on a guitar and a piano. And also, this is a bit of a spoiler, Rubee, although you've probably seen it. The stage is water when she's doing that section. And if you look at the album art of debut, she is standing on water. So I think the surprise song section is debut, because it's her back to her roots of...
But then she doesn't just do songs from debut.
Yeah, but it's taking her back to her roots of her on the guitar. So it's the spirit of debut.
Yeah, okay. I can see
That's
that.
my hot take on it, but I could be totally wrong, but that's what I was thinking.
I can see that, because,
Yeah.
like, maybe she thought people would be, like, bored of the debut set, because it's, like, more of the acoustic country. It doesn't fit, like, the rest of the eras, so maybe she did it that way just to kind of keep it flowing with the rest of the tour.
I don't know, but the Fearless set is also kind of similar to the debut. Because, yeah, and people go crazy for that.
But I think it's also Fearless is a little bit more iconic. I mean, the heart hands and...
I mean, but our song is pretty iconic, too. There are some upbeat songs on debut.
Yeah.
So...
I know, I love our song.
I think it's a different vibe than the rest. Even Fearless is a different vibe. So I think it's just a section to go back to her roots.
I guess so.
That's just my theory, though. I could be totally wrong.
So my theory is that she opens with Lover, right? Which, as Jess already said, is the last one she wasn't able to do a concert for. And then she closes with Midnights. But then the ones in between, she like staggers them between the type of music. She has some that are more upbeat and stuff, and then she has like Folklore and Evermore that are less like that. They're more like flowy.
I was also thinking she didn't put them together because their outfits are very similar. Like, they're not, but the style is very similar. And to give it a breakup between what kind of outfit she's in, I think she separated them.
Break up the style and vibe of the songs.
Plus to break up the really upbeat, like pop type of sound with the more soft flowing type of sound.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why she didn't go in order.
That would make sense.
To kind of give it more variety throughout the whole show instead of just like gradually changing style.
Because it would keep the energy up too, right?
To keep the energy, yes. We have 1989, which is very high energy. And we have surprise songs after 1989, which is, it's acoustic. So it's not the high energy production.
But it does, by the time you get done with 1989, you are so hyped for those surprise songs.
Yeah, see, your energy is ready for the acoustic.
That makes sense.
Your energy dips a little bit just because it's not as like full on rock. Like, it's very simple set and stuff. It's not like what we just had with 1989. And then Midnights. And so your energy's right back up.
Mm-hmm.
She's really good about controlling the energy of the show.
That makes sense. I could see that.
All right. What were we or are we most anticipating about the concert? Rubee, what are you anticipating? What are you excited for the most?
Honestly, well, Midnights has a special place in my heart, so I think the whole Midnights era is probably what I'm most excited for. And I've seen the videos. It just seems like it's such a fun... There's such an energy with everybody. It's just like All the girlies together, trading bracelets, all dressed up, fun, like dancing. I just feel like it would just be like such a fun... The experience of the Eras Tour is what I would be anticipating as a whole.
I was gonna say, being there, me and Paladin both said the same thing. That was the closest thing to a real life Barbie land we have ever been to. It was like being in Barbie land, and it was amazing. I was most excited for Reputation and the surprise songs. That's what I was looking forward to the most.
Me too. I was super excited to sing the whole set.
Also, just to see Taylor in concert, really, because I haven't seen her live yet, so just be exciting to see her.
Just to see her in person, yeah.
I also wanted to see the outfits because, so I have a technical theater degree and I did study costuming, and I absolutely love looking at like outfit details and shoes. And like, I don't own expensive clothes, but I love to study and look at expensive clothes. And so like the Versace bodysuits and the Louis Vuitton shoes, I was just like, yes, give me luxury fashion that I can never afford, but let me see it.
What are our ideal outfits for me, Jara?
I made a list. I was looking at the pictures yesterday.
Okay, I do have in the Discord every outfit.
I haven't made a list, but I am going to go through now.
For those of you who haven't seen it in the Discord, there is an Eras Tour outfit section, and I have it broken down by era, and every single variant of every single thing, including microphones, guitars, everything. The only thing I don't have is the Speak Now shoes, and it's because you can't see them.
Because of the dress.
You can never see the shoes, so... Yes, because of the dress. So that is the only variant I do not have because you can't see them.
Let's go by era. So Lover.
So I like the pink bodysuit the best. It's just giving Barbie, and I just love it. It's like as iconic as like the original. I think it's like the blue and pink was the original. As iconic as that one is, I'm a sucker for a good pink moment, and I would love to see the pink one, personally.
I do like the pink one.
I like the blue and pink one because it's very Sleeping Beauty-esque, and I'm a big Sleeping Beauty fan.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I think the blue and pink one was the one I had.
Is that the one you'd want?
I think I like the pink one better, just a little bit, but yeah. Just a little bit, though.
It is interesting that the purple one's the only one that has, like, the little tassel things.
Yeah, the tassel thing's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they all had that. That looks fun.
Oh, I had blue and gold.
If that was on the pink one, I would be even more obsessed. But I just like pink more than purple, so...
My favorite man jacket, though, is the Barbie pink one. It just gives a Boss Barbie vibe. As much as I do love the bluish purple one, it's hard to tell what color it is because the picture I have of it in the Discord is blue, but from certain angles it does look purple.
See, I tried to look at more angles of that one, and I can't find pictures of that anywhere. Was it like a one-time thing?
That was a really hard one to find, I will be honest. I think it is the least worn man. It was worn twice, and it was really difficult to find.
Because honestly, that one is my favorite. It's gorgeous.
I think so, too.
I also...
That's why I have an obstructed picture of it, because that was the only one I could find. And I rated her Instagram.
She wore it for 1989, right? For the 1989 announcement. Because she wore all blue outfits that night.
Oh, is that what it was for? I also love the black one with the stripes. It's just giving, like, classy.
I do, too.
The black one is nice. It gives, like, mob boss.
Yeah.
I think I had the black jacket.
I also love the pink one, but... because it's giving Barbie. But in my ideal show, she would be wearing the pink bodysuit. I would want a different color for the man, because I would want it to be a variety. Mm-hmm. Ideally, I would love the pink bodysuit and the blue or black striped the man jacket. Those are my favorites.
I love the blue guitar.
Me too. I really love the blue guitar.
Like, the pink one is nice, but I feel like the blue one is just... it's a really pretty shade of blue.
It's just like a soft pastel
My wedding colors are blue, pink, and purple pastel. That's the blue pastel I'm looking at. Sleeping Beauty theme. So, like,
I was about to say a Sleeping Beauty.
the boots. I think I like the pink
the
ones.
pink. Yeah, that's what I was literally just saying, the pink boots.
Oh, those iconic red soles.
Although I do really like the gold. Are those gold?
Yes, she has a blue and purpley gold pair, and then she has a gold into silver pair. And then she has the silver and then the pink. The ombre ones are nice too.
I really like the silver.
Those are really nice too.
Beautiful. They just look like diamonds. But I don't think with all my favorites that she would mash them together because she has them coordinated with the outfits, but...
Yeah, they all match up a very specific way. And then she has 2 microphones. She has a blue one and a pink cloud one.
I like the cloud.
I like the blue glitter.
Fearless.
Fearless.
So I had the short gold. I wanted the long gold.
Oh, really?
I like the spaghetti looking.
The noodles.
Yeah.
I like the short one better, but I do like the noodles. I think they're cute.
The noodles are just fun when she like is doing her little sachets around. I just love how they swish. But the short was really cute too.
The short one swishes too, though, really
Yeah, but
nicely.
not like the noodle.
I think I like the short gold better. The noodles are kind of weird to me. I understand that the movement of them is probably really fun.
It is.
I don't know. They kind of freak me out a little bit. They look like fingers. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that the short version, it just looks more like Flapper Girl
Yeah.
style to me, and I love that style so much.
To me, the short gold gives more Fearless than the other two in my head. I don't know. I don't know Fearless album very well, but like from what I know about it, I feel like the short gold does it better than the other two. But if you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it because I, like I said, don't know the album or the era very well, so I could be wrong in that.
It's also interesting to me how she pairs the different boots up with it. Like, it's not always gold with gold.
Yeah.
I saw that. It's weird, because normally you don't really mix silver and gold together.
But she also kind of has a silver guitar.
Yeah. I like this, with a 13 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the silver boots.
I like the gold boots, I think.
I think because the guitar is silver, I think silver boots would look nicer, because then it would, like, make the accented all the same color.
Yeah, that's true.
If that makes sense.
It does.
It's like all of her accessories would match, and then make the dress, like, the statement Fearless. I would prefer a gold dress with the silver.
All right, Evermore.
Okay, I have a quick question. Are these two the same? They're different, right? Because the two look, like, really similar.
They're different dresses. They're different colors.
They're all different. Yeah.
It's a little bit more brown. And the other one's a little bit more red.
I like the kind of British one a little bit.
I had the full brown one. I like the yellow one.
But I also, I was going to say, I also really like the yellow one.
The slit in the yellow one is just really nice.
I think I like the brown one. The brown or the other one that looks similar to the brown one. The bronzy, I don't know.
The reddish one, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a bronze.
I like those two.
I think that was the one I got, actually.
I had the brown. I'm looking at the pictures on my phone.
I definitely had one of those. I didn't have the yellow or the orange one.
I love the cloak. The cloak and the shoes.
Yes, I love the cloak. I love the shoes.
Yes, it's giving, they're burning all the witches vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like a witch in the woods type of.
I mean, it works for Willow, so. I love how her microphone looks like wood.
And the piano. I love the piano.
Yeah, the piano's gorgeous. I couldn't really see it because I was on the
I love the piano.
opposite side of the stadium from the piano, so I couldn't really see the piano. When I was looking at pictures, I was like, God, that is so pretty. I'm just a sucker for details.
Pianos.
That's why I like the Easter eggs so much.
Yeah, well, I play piano, so I get super excited when there's cool pianos.
So what's everyone's favorite Reputation outfit?
Well,
the one she's gonna wear for the Rep TV announcement.
yes, it'll be green.
It's gonna be green!
I just love how the boots, only one of them has a snake on it and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
To match the bodysuit, yeah.
And I love the microphone.
I love
Yeah,
the
the
microphone, too.
microphone is definitely...
Is that the, like, most extra microphone? Like, I don't think any of the other ones have, like, stuff coming off of it like that, do they?
No, this is the only one with stuff coming off
so
of
cool.
it. Whoever designed her microphones did an absolutely amazing job. Like, they are stunning.
Rep needs another outfit.
Yeah.
I love this outfit, but all the other eras have varieties. Why doesn't Rep get a variety?
Because she's waiting for Rep TV. Speak now.
Speaking now, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I've always been a fan of the purple one.
I have the purple one.
I also really love the pink and the gold one. And the blue one's pretty too. They're all so pretty.
We already know I adore the blue one. I wish I had that one, but unfortunately I went to see it before that one existed. But I had the purple one.
Yeah, the purple one is definitely my favorite. It's just like it's just iconic Speak Now, because when I hear Speak Now, I think purple.
Yes.
This one gets a lot of hate, but I also love the one with like the flowers all over it or whatever they are. I don't know.
Yeah, it's flowers. That gives very wedding dress vibes.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it does.
also really gorgeous. See, I don't get wedding from that one.
I tried on a dress that looked like that.
It feels like wedding to me too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that one.
I think they're all meant to be very like princessy, wedding dressy vibes.
Yeah, they're like going to a ball type of dress.
Anyways, those are my two.
They're all pretty.
I would want the purple one.
The purple is my favorite though, I think. And then I also really love the gold. And then the pink, I think, is my third. Because I love how they're fitted. I love how the gold one is fitted to her.
Yeah.
I would like the blue one more if it didn't have like the halter top, honestly. I'm not a fan of the...
It's the cut that I don't like as much either.
I still love it.
Like the pink one is gorgeous with that square cut. Like the square.
I agree, Rubee.
And then she pairs it with the iconic koi guitar.
I love the guitar.
Which was our major hint about when it was coming out. She has a blue microphone and a purple mic, and I'm biased. I love the blue mic.
I think I would be fine with either mic because I love the purple dress. So if she had the purple dress, then the mic would be really pretty with it. But then the blue also, again, matches the guitar. So it's like the accessories match. So I don't think I would be mad with either microphone.
I think I like both too.
Unless she didn't have the purple dress. If she had any other dress, I would want the blue mic to match the guitar.
Okay, red.
I love the iconic "We Are Never Getting Back Together Like Ever" shirt. That's my favorite.
I had Who is Taylor Swift Anyway? Ew. That's the one I had.
I like a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah, that one's my favorite too.
That's my favorite because that's like hinting that something's happening. That's my favorite, but I like all of them.
And then she's only got the one bodysuit and jacket for red. The other part of it.
Might be a controversial opinion. These are my least favorite shoes.
I think they match the red era really well, but I agree that they're not my favorite shoes.
They do. I don't like them. They're very plain. I wish they had a little bit something more to them.
She could have done like red glittery dress shoes.
It just needed a little bit something.
Because if she'd done like red glitter shoes, it would have broken up because she's got black on the bottom of the bodysuit and the coat. So it would have brought the red back. I do think they match the era pretty well, but I agree they could be more. Maybe she wanted it like that.
I was just about to say, I think they're supposed to match the other part of the outfit though, the shirt. It might be kind of weird for glittery shoes with the t-shirt and the hat. I don't know.
But she does have the glitter shorts.
Yeah, but they don't stand out as much.
Yeah.
You know, because the t-shirt is kind of covering it for the most part. I don't know. I feel like that might be why.
I was also thinking just because then it gives the coat and bodysuit like more of a chance to stand out.
That too,
if it's more of the statement.
But yeah, I do agree they're my least favorite shoes.
There's a black guitar and a red guitar, and then there's a black mic and a red mic.
I think I like the black guitar, actually.
I like the black one because it's glittery.
Yeah, I like the glittery black guitar, and I like the red mic.
And the red mic. Those are also my favorites.
And I like the red mic. Alright, now folklore. Always said that I love the green one. So, green one.
I have a top 3 for folklore. I used to say the green one, but now that have seen all of the options,
these are all pretty.
I love the purple, the green, and the blue one. I just don't like the plain color ones, basically.
Same.
I had the cream colored one for my show, but my favorites are the green and the blue one. The blue one is just, I just love blue.
The blue one is gorgeous, and the green one,
I love how the green one looks like nature.
Yeah, like the leaves. And then the purple one is just so like, ruffles, gorgeous. I don't know. I love all 3 of the colored ones.
I've grown to like the cream one because of the movie, but because I liked how it looked filmed a lot. But the green one's my top, for sure, just because green's my favorite color anyway, so.
This microphone is also wood, and it's so pretty. There's the cream colored shoes, the blue shoes, and the green shoes, which are really hard to find pictures of.
I only saw someone point out the green shoes recently, like last week, and they were like, did she get new shoes? I thought she just had the cream ones, or she was barefoot. So I guess nobody's really noticed that she changes the folklore shoes. Probably because the dresses are long.
Yeah. You only really see it when she spins. When she spins, the dress lifts up, and then you could see the shoes. So that's how I found the pictures of the shoes. And then she only has the one guitar, which is called the Betty guitar.
Cute.
And then she has the wood microphone. I love whenever they make it look like wood.
1989.
I had the pink outfit, and I wish I could have jumped ahead to the future to get the blue one.
I like the green or the blue. Those are my 2 favorites.
I was gonna say, the green and the blue are my favorites.
For this one, I'm gonna point out that I only put each outfit. I didn't break it up because she pairs the shoe color with the outfit color. It always is full outfit, and that's because whatever color she's wearing is the color dress that's going to go over for the surprise song. So if it's orange, she's going to wear the yellow.
Oh.
If it's pink, she's going to wear the pink. If it's green, it's the green. If it's the blue, it's the blue. It's always that way.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't include any variations, because it always matches up that way.
You know, it's really awkward. So my 2 favorite 1989 outfits, I just realized, are my least favorite of the surprise song. Like, I want the yellow or the red maroon-ish surprise song dresses, but I just realized that would mean I'd have to get my least favorite 1989 dress.
I still like the green and the blue for surprise songs. I know that most supposedly happens with the yellow, but I like how the green and the blue look better to me.
I just think the yellow looks really fun. And I don't know. I like the red one for some reason. Don't know why.
All right. Midnight.
So I think I had the iridescent purple at the last one as my show. And honestly, I love all of them, but I think I like the blue iridescent the best.
I love all of them, but what would you call the first one? Is that like a dark blue?
The blue one.
Yeah. I've been referring to that one as blue and the one under it as like iridescent blue because it has like purple and...
Yeah, I love this shade of whatever this like darker-ish, like more true blue. I love that one. But I honestly love them all, so I would be happy with any of them.
I think that one's my favorite too.
Except I don't really like the silvery one because the glitter parts they look really chunky. It looks more like tacky than like the smaller glitter to me.
I think honestly it's just the coloring on it because I think they all have that same glitter. It's just it doesn't blend as well into the shirt.
It stands out more in that one.
I hate like tacky sequin looks. So, I don't know. The silvery one, maybe it's just the coloring, but it just looks more like that than the rest of them. So, that one's probably my least favorite, but I would be happy with any of them because I love Midnights and I would just be happy to be there.
So while I was looking these up, I did discover that there are 3 different bodysuits and that they are referred to as cutouts, lines, and swirls.
Oh, I've seen the last one as scallops because it has like the scoop.
Could work too, but people refer to it as swirls because it's paired with the swirly garter because the garters match. So one has cutouts, one has lines, and one has swirls. And it's the same with the boot. So I had the lines, and I think that one's my favorite. So I was happy about that.
I like the one we call swirls, I guess.
I like the lines and the swirls the most, for sure.
I just honestly just don't really like the cutout one as much.
Yeah, I don't like that one as much.
I still like it, but...
I still like it, but it's just not my favorite.
I love the other two a lot. So
she still looks really good in it because
she looks good in everything.
She just looks good in everything.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think I don't like about it? I actually don't like the top.
The neckline part?
Yeah.
That's normally the things that I don't like about some of them. It's like, I just don't like the way it looks at the top.
Yes.
Yeah. I honestly think if it didn't have that weird piece right there, I would like it more.
Yeah. I think so too.
But I think I like the swirly one the best because it's just got the gorgeous like little patterns and stuff in it.
I like the bluer boots, I think.
Yeah, like the deep, they kind of look like a galaxy.
Yeah.
See, I like the bright blue at the end. The last one.
Okay, that's the one I was talking about.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
Oh, the one above looks more purple, yeah. And then the other one looks closer to black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the like blue. And then for the jacket, I really like the multicolor. I like the multicolor and like the reddish maroon.
I have the blue one and that one's my favorite, so I was happy about that.
I like the blue one, I think is my favorite for that.
I like the look of them clashing with the blue. Like, I don't know, I like the red and the blue, like, I don't know.
I could see that.
I don't really like the pink one because I like them to be the full poof, and the pink one looks like it's just got fringe around the edges.
Yeah.
So I'm not as much a fan of that one.
I think that's the least worn one. I had a really hard time finding it. I think that's it falling off her shoulder.
Oh.
Oh.
I think that's the lining.
Because I swear every picture I've seen of that, it looks like that. So I thought that it was like just the edges or something.
Because it's the least worn one, and I think it's falling off her shoulder and the lining is staying on her shoulder.
Oh. Anyway, I don't really like that one. I like the dark with the clashing, so I like the multicolor and the red. I don't know. I like the difference. I don't know why.
I think I got the multicolors.
I love that one, actually. That one might be my favorite, but I like the red one. Or pinky, whatever color. She wears this color a lot throughout the thing, and I don't know, is it like maroon? Like, I don't know what color, burgundy, or is it red or pink? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of a maroony burgundy.
Yeah. All right. Next question. If you could go back in time and witness one of the special shows, so like one of the announcement type shows, which one would you pick?
1989 for the damn blue dress.
I was gonna say 1989 just because I love that album. But if I could also say I would like to be witnessing the Rep TV one, but that one hasn't happened yet, so I don't know if that one counts in this list.
I just want to see that blue dress in person.
I would say the 1989 announcement one because that was so, like, throughout the whole show, she came out in another blue outfit and then another blue outfit, and it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, so I actually watched the announcement of 1989 TV,
Same.
like, on a live stream while I was in bed, because I had to work and I was out west, and I just remember I was like, I don't really want to go to bed yet. Like, I'm just gonna see if Taylor is still performing. I'll just like, clock in and just take a little gander at what's going on at the Eras Tour. And I just happened to catch it right when she was like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been wearing a lot of blue or whatever she said. And I was like, Oh my god, did I just come at I literally came right at the start of that little bit, and I was like, oh my god!
Taylor Nation went live on Instagram, and so all night, Jess had been messaging me about the blue outfits.
Yeah.
She's like, blue!
I was already, like, on guard, ready for something to happen, and I'd been talking about it with Kimu a lot, too. And then Taylor Nation went live, and I was like, Taylor Nation went live! Taylor Nation went live! And so I started watching it, and Kimu came racing out to the living room to see what was happening. And so we're like, oh my gosh. So that one we actually watched live.
Yeah, I remember messaging you all night. Oh my god, blue Speak Now dress. Oh my god, blue this.
So yeah, I think that one would have been really cool. Just because, like, I watched it live, but to be in the audience for that would have just been insane. Because the question was back in time, so for that I would pick 1989, but I would love to be in the audience for the Rep TV announcement.
I know,
that would be insane.
Insane.
If I went to a show and she showed up in any other Rep outfit, I think I would just cry. I'd be like, oh my god, it's coming!
I know. It would be crazy. But what's funny is that my friend actually was at the 1989 announcement show.
No way.
Yeah.
Ah! So jealous.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she got to be a part of that. That's so cool. But yeah. Anyway, what is our favorite specific special moment from the show?
That knee drop and Look What You Made Me Do. I could watch that over and over again. I loved that moment.
That is really cool. Now, Rubee hasn't seen the full show.
Yeah.
So, from what you've seen, what?
I really love her jump dive or whatever. I don't even know what part of the show it's in, but I've seen a clip of it, and that is really cool. And I love Vigilante's entire performance.
Vigilante, yeah. Vigilante shit, that's probably my favorite.
Oh, I feel like I should explain. I don't curse. That's why I just call it Vigilante, and I don't say the full title.
What were our top surprise songs? I was one of the ones that went and made a list. It was really long. I like went through each album and I was like, which songs would I like from this album? And leading up to my show, I would cross them off and I'd be like, no! And it kept getting smaller and smaller leading up to my show, and I was freaking out.
Yeah, I was so upset when she did Out of the Woods right before my show. I was like, no!
She did This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and Everything Has Changed. Both were on my list. She did that the night before my show, so I was like, ah! Especially This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, though, because I always said that my choice was to have one Reputation and then one kind of older song.
I wanted anything from Reputation, and I did not get that.
I really wanted one from Rep and one from an older album. Those were my ideal.
And what were the ones that you got?
I got Message in a Bottle and Tied Together with a Smile. I was happy that I got Tied Together with a Smile. It wouldn't have been my choice and it wasn't on my list, but I was happy I got it because it was a debut song.
So you are actually one of the few that can say you saw all the eras at the Eras Tour.
Exactly. And I'd been listening to a lot of the albums preparing. I knew it okay. I was not super upset that I got it. Message in a Bottle, like I said, I only heard that song once before that. So that one was a little bit awkward, but it was okay. I like the song now, but yeah. It was still a special moment.
I wanted anything from Reputation, and I was really hoping for Out of the Woods or Wonderland because I absolutely love those songs. And I got Stay, Stay, Stay and To All the Girls You Loved Before. And now we know that was after she started dating Travis, and that was a little hint because about there's a line about a football helmet and stuff.
Stay, Stay, Stay was on my list. I was jealous of that one, but
yeah, those were ones I was like, not super familiar with, but then she started playing it and I was like, oh wait, I do know these. What songs are you hoping for, Rubee?
I know this list is gonna get longer because I just started making it now.
And now mashups are a thing.
And now mashups are a thing, which weren't a thing before. And now that I know that there can be repeats, I'm like, this is great. It could literally be anything for my show. The top 4 right now that I would like would be You're Losing Me, Dear Reader, Getaway Car, or Exile. Those are my top 4 right now. But I feel like the more I think about it, the more I'm gonna have on the list but those are my most wanted at the moment.
2 on my list at the top of my list are She Has Still Not Done, which is I Did Something Bad.
That one would be awesome too, but I don't see
and
that.
The Way I Loved You. Those 2 have always been really, really high on my list, and she still hasn't done them. But You're Losing Me, obviously, is definitely up there. When she played Forever and Always, that one was really high on my list. And so when I found out she played it, it was getting really close to my show. I was like, oh my god. Like, I felt like my heart just, like, dropped. Oh. That one hurt.
I also wouldn't mind Now That We Don't Talk or Is It Over Now, but they're not, like, top of my list. Mm-hmm. I just want a song that I know. And that I like a lot.
Oh, when the new album comes out.
Oh my god.
That could shift things.
It would be pretty cool to get a surprise song of her new album.
Yep.
Because the Canada dates would be after that album comes out. I'm just curious to see how the how she deals with that album, with the Eras Tour in general.
Okay, mashups.
Is It Over Now, Out of the Woods? That was my favorite.
That one.
Yeah. I think so, too. That one, like, worked so well.
And it was so unexpected, right? Like, that was the first one she did?
That was the first one, and she, like, got this crazy look.
That smirk.
I loved her little smirk, like, you don't even know what's coming. Yeah. I think a mashup of a couple Reputation songs would be really cool. I'm trying to think of, like, which 2 would go best together, but I think that would be awesome as well.
Yeah, I just put that in case we had one in mind that we were hoping for, but
if she went from like Look What You Made Me Do to like I Did Something Bad or something, I think that would be pretty cool, because it'd be like, look what I did something bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not in the surprise song section, but I do love the transition from that mashup of Don't Blame Me and Look What You Made Me Do.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. If there was like another mashup of Reputation songs, it would be pretty cool. I would love to see more mashups just in general.
There could be really cool ones.
Well, she now said that it's gonna be a thing, so.
Yeah.
Imagine a mashup of the new album song with something else.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I think that would break the internet for sure.
So, Rubee.
Yes.
You're gonna cut out now?
I'm going to leave now. For anybody wondering why, it's because they are going to go in depth about the tour, and I'm trying to stay somewhat clueless to what happens. I would like to have some surprises left, so I'm going to leave, and Meggles and Jess are going to do the rest of this episode without me.
Yeah.
I will see you guys in the next one.
How did we prepare for it? So, do you want to talk about it first, Jess? Or I've talked a little bit about.
I listened to all the albums on vinyl while I made friendship bracelets. That was kind of how I prepared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just kind of casually listened through everything.
I listened to it ever since we got the track list. Someone made a specific surprise song track list for the surprise songs that have not been played yet.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah, on Spotify. I made friendship bracelets, but I made them very last minute.
I made them in a week, and I made a lot.
Yeah, I made mine in a week too, I think. Maybe less than a week, actually.
I found out I was very fast at making them.
I only made like 15, but still.
I made like 80 something. I figured out I could do like 15 a day.
Oh my gosh.
In like 2 hours. I'm really fast at it.
I also did my nails.
I did not.
I did the Eras Tour nails style.
I ordered sashes that said Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince for me and Paladin because he went with me.
I ordered an outfit. It was a Reputation outfit. It's like a t-shirt dress with like newsprint on it that says Reputation, and then it has a snake on the back, I think.
I had one of those like poofy rainbow princessy dresses, and that's what I wore for Miss Americana. And then I put Paladin in like dark colors.
All right. So the whole stadium experience. Did you get merch?
No.
No. Me neither.
I kind of wanted the blue sweater, but at the time I didn't have a job, so I couldn't really justify spending
a
lot of money on merch.
Yeah. I really wanted merch, but I didn't want to stand in line for it. I was planning on getting just ordering merch online because I wasn't really interested in the super exclusive ones at the stadium. I wasn't that interested in those. I know everyone wanted them, but for me, they weren't really my taste.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of how I felt about a lot of the merch. Like, I liked it, but I was like, it's not something I can picture myself wearing all the time.
I really, really wanted a black hoodie, a black Eras Tour hoodie. I really, really wanted that. I was going to order that from the store, but I didn't end up doing that.
I'm still waiting for the crew neck to come back in. I'm on her site right now, and I can't see anything aside from Tortured Poets Department. Where's the rest of the store?
I think that's all that there is right now. Which is sad, because she just started to go back on tour, so she should put out more tour merch.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. That's interesting, because I have the Reputation one bookmarked, and I went to it, and it says Reputation shop is empty.
So weird.
So they emptied out all the other stores.
All right. Did you end up trading your bracelets?
I did. I traded a lot of them. There was this family behind me that was very shy. They were like, oh, can we take bracelets? We don't have any. And I was like, yeah.
Oh.
Made them for anybody who wants them.
Nice. I only traded bracelets with a couple people, but
I traded a lot.
That's just kind of how it is in Seattle sometimes. We don't really talk to strangers.
I'm from New York, so I get it.
There were a couple of people that were trading, but it wasn't like a whole lot.
Paladin was helping me trade because I'm very shy and awkward, so he was like,
yeah,
my fiance made bracelets. Do you want to trade with her? Like, he was like trying to help me because I was very shy and awkward.
Someone was really nice. On the light rail on the way to the concert, she saw that I was wearing Reputation, and so she gave me a Ready For It bracelet.
That's what I did. If I saw somebody wearing an outfit, I traded.
Yeah.
I gave them for their outfit. I trade a lot on the train ride going home because I had a lot of people being like, oh my god, you still have bracelets? Can we trade? And I was like, yeah. I'm still sad one of my bracelets broke that somebody gave me. It was a little too small, and when I went to take it off, it like exploded.
One of the ones that someone gave me was too small as well. I couldn't even wear it because it was too small, and I have really small wrists too, so I was surprised.
Yeah, same. My apologies to anybody who got a bracelet made by me because I have a tiny wrist and I was using my wrist as a model, and yeah, I'm sorry. Next time I make bracelets, I'm going to use Paladin's wrist.
There is one that someone gave me that I don't know. I have no idea what it's supposed to be.
You have to send me a picture of it.
It's like a acronym of some kind, but I thought maybe it was like from debut because it's kind of the color scheme.
Yeah, send me a picture of it later. I might know. Just because I'm pretty good with acronyms.
I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm terrible. How were your seats?
I was in like the 400s, and from my angle I was like slightly to the left, so I wasn't dead center. I was like to the left, so I could see a lot. Obviously I couldn't really see the piano because that was on the total opposite side, but I could see pretty well. Like, I liked being able to see the floor and stuff.
Yeah, same.
But the big screen helped me be able to see anything I couldn't see anyway.
Yeah, the screens definitely help a lot. I was, like, in the 500s, I think, and I was more on the side. I was more on the left.
That's interesting. Your stadium is 500.
Yeah, I think it was 500.
It's 400 is the top section for us.
I don't remember what it was. Maybe I'm thinking of Canadian seating. I don't know. Because the last seating I was looking at was Canada. So I might be thinking of that. But either way, I was at the top. But I was like at the lower section of the top. I think our seats were pretty good because
I'm going to post a picture in Discord of where my seats were so people can see what view I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing that too.
I'm going to put it in the link area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I could see well enough. I was happy about that.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. After the concert experience, what was that like? Like leaving. What was that like for you?
It was very chaotic, and in order to get to the train, it was really difficult because you couldn't see what side you needed to be on to get to the train you needed. But because everybody was super friendly, we were helping people get to the right side. Like people were letting people pass. The one issue was there was people with like hot dog carts, like those illegal street vendors that were blocking and like getting pissed at people for being near them. And it's like,
what?
You realize like thousands of people are trying to leave at the same time and you're blocking the train.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It was super crowded, and that was probably the least anxious I've ever been in a crowd.
It was so crowded. Just leaving the stadium, coming down the ramp in the stadium was so crowded, and there were so many people, and it was taking us forever to walk all the way down the ramps. But we were all like in a great mood. We were all super friendly, and then suddenly everyone started singing Taylor songs.
It was like
was just
40 minutes of trying to get to the line of the train, and I was fine. And like we were all just helping each other and complimenting each other's outfits, and
it was awesome.
I said it was like the closest thing to Barbie Land that I think we'll ever experience.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then finding a train was hard because everyone was trying to go on the same side.
That was the issue that they were having too. We got lucky in that we were going the opposite way.
Oh my gosh. We thought about, but we didn't think of this until after several trains had gone and it was already like really late. But we thought, because some people did get this idea, I think, and they were doing it. Some people got on to go the other way just so that they could get a seat coming back going the other way. Because every train that came was completely full. I also think that some people walked to the other station, even though it was a farther walk. I think they walked to the other station because they probably knew.
I don't think they could have did that at my stadium.
I think they could have done that at mine, and I think some people did that because they probably knew. They were like, oh, everyone's going to want to go that way.
I used to do that in high school. I used to walk to the stop before to make sure I got a seat.
Yeah. So that was the crazy part. But we knew it was going to be hectic. We knew it was going to be chaos. Everyone said beforehand, oh my gosh, getting home was a nightmare and all that. Everyone said that about the Eras Tour. I didn't feel like it was as bad as I thought it would be. Like,
yeah. I said to Paladin, I was like, this was also the first time I'd ever taken public transportation in California. I was like, it's like midnight. I'm on a train and I feel totally safe.
Yeah.
Like it was just a bunch of other people who were at the concert, and I was like, I feel totally safe. This is the first time I ever felt totally safe on a train this time of night.
Yeah. Did anything unexpected happen?
Not really. At my show, there was rumors that there was a new Reputation opening, but it wasn't. So nothing really unexpected happened at mine.
I don't think anything really unexpected happened at mine either.
No proposals in my area. I had my camera ready for them just in case.
Oh, I do remember though, she started late. She started 30 minutes late.
Oh,
Probably for you
that
too.
was when she
Yeah,
started
for
starting
our
later.
show. Ours was the first one because the night before that in Seattle, she started on time.
It was too bright.
It was still light during like the reputation section, I think. And they couldn't see the lights as well for the bracelets. And so then the next night they decided to start later because it sets different on the West Coast.
I realized something unexpected did happen at my show. Right across from Levi Stadium is a theme park. And when they close...
Oh, the fireworks!
Yes, when they close, fireworks go off. And when it happened, she goes, I don't know what those fireworks are. Is it because I'm the mayor? Because we had made her the mayor of Santa Clara.
Yeah.
And she was just like, what is happening? So that was the second night it happened to her. And she's like, what is happening? But it was perfect timing when it was, because it was like during the Red era.
It was during the Speak Now part, too.
Oh, yeah, because it was multiple times
right?
It went off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was unexpected for her. She's like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
It's like, because I'm the mayor?
We did cause a quake.
I heard about that.
A Seattle quake.
I'm surprised we didn't.
Well, our stadium is known for being the loudest.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's like the way our stadium is built. But I think we broke a record for that stadium too. So it was a louder quake than it normally is for the football games. It was crazy.
Yeah, we had broken, I think, the record for how long the applause was, but then obviously LA beat us.
I think it was during the Reputation era that the quake happened. So that was cool. The news broke the next day, and everyone was like, okay, each era. So we already went through a little bit of the order because of the outfits, but the Lover, how would you describe the Lover era set and production and stuff?
It was very dreamy, and also, but then like the man was like jarring compared to it, but it worked.
Yeah, because the man is like a office kind of vibes.
But I love how she went into it when she was like, "You're making me feel like the man," and we were like,
"Oh yeah." Making me feel powerful. Oh, and then the Lover song, dance and stuff. Oh, I love that part so much.
Oh, that was so pretty.
And then the rainbow during You Need to Calm Down. I love that too.
It was a rainbow? I think I missed it.
Yeah, there's a rainbow on the stage
because
of during You Need to Calm Down. Yeah, but yeah, I love that, and then everyone does the hands, whatever. And then the transition from the Archer into Fearless. I love that so much. I was upset that was removed from the movie, that specific one, because of the transition. I love that transition so much into Fearless.
Yeah, I thought it was weird they took out some of the transitions, because I was like, they work really well.
They're transitions. That's kind of a weird choice.
Maybe in Taylor's version we'll get them back.
I am hoping that we will get the transitions back, because they're so cool. I love the transitions. But that one in particular, I love the sparks and I just love it. It's just so cool. And then Fearless is cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like gold and guitar. Oh, I love that the guitar I love the things she does with the stage.
Yeah, the stage is amazing. I didn't even notice all of it, and I started noticing more when I saw the movie, and I was just like, I did not notice.
I know, some of it I didn't notice, like the snakes.
Yeah, I didn't notice the snakes. I also didn't notice in Willow that under the dancers, the light was still spinning.
Oh my gosh, I love the Evermore set design and stuff.
The trees are really nice.
That's so pretty. Evermore has these trees, and it's just like
the little cove for the piano.
Yeah, and the piano. Oh, her acting out Tolerate It with the table.
Oh my god.
Just all that. And the Champagne Problems speech, too. She always has some kind of speech before Champagne Problems. I love that. And then Reputation. Oh my gosh, everyone goes so feral for Reputation. including me. But I have my reasons. Like, it is Reputation. Oh, so it's so cool. And her entrance for Reputation is so cool. Like, where she comes in with the boot.
That's how she struck.
Yeah, she's strutting. And I love Reputation so much. And then the snake.
I love how she has all her dancers as the past her.
Oh, yes. In Look What You Made Me Do. I love that. Oh, but I also love the transition from Don't Blame Me to...
I've talked about how much I love that transition.
Oh, but also just like Don't Blame Me. I love that part of it too. Oh, and then the stage during Delicate.
I love how it cracks when she puts her foot down.
She stomps. Yeah, when she puts her foot down, it makes cracks in the stage, and then it keeps making more cracks, and it's like just so beautifully designed.
She was a genius when it came to designing this.
Yeah. And then for Look What You Made Me Do, all her like past versions of herself are in cages, and then she goes up to them, and sometimes she does like different things to them. And one time she did like an L for loser. She did that at the Lover. She did that at the Lover version. It's just so fun.
Speak Now.
Speak Now, that's right. It's so different to go from Reputation to Speak Now.
It's so dreamy and like...
It's such a variety throughout the whole show because of this. But yeah, the Speak Now, dreamy and purple, and are they balloons or are they flower petals? What are they? That's like floating up. It's a lighting effect.
I'm looking at the picture. I can't really tell what they're meant to be. It might be confetti or glitter.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like something like that.
It looks like there are flowers at one point behind her. There's clouds too.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then the choreography too during that for the dancers during Enchanted. And then she added Long Live. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
She realized that she only spends one song in that dress.
I don't know why she didn't have Long Live in there before, but maybe it's just because she wanted it to be a special thing she added after Speak Now was released, or I don't know, something like that. I'm glad she added it before my show.
Same, because I didn't really know the song until I saw it live, and then I fell in love with it.
And then...
Red,
right. Red is just very fun. Red is a very fun era.
I love how she showcases all her backup dancers. Like how one gets like a spotlight at the beginning of Red with the case. And it plays the song she's not gonna sing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it plays State of Grace, it plays Red. And everybody was singing along to those.
Yeah, the red box, that's what they call it, right? Yeah, it is really cool. She tries to give the spotlight to other people sometimes too, and she plays around with her band members, and I noticed that a lot more with the movie.
Obviously, when you're there, you're trying to focus on her.
Yeah.
In the movie, you could focus on other people. Like I noticed during Lover that there was a gay couple.
Yeah, same.
I didn't notice that when I was there, but it was because I was so focused on her that I didn't notice.
Yeah. What else? Well, Red is just like red. But then during All Too Well, there's some like fall leaves and stuff too. So it's kind of like fall.
Setting the tone of the song.
And then it changes to snow, doesn't it? Toward the end. I think I noticed this during the movie.
I'd have to rewatch because I don't really remember. A lot of people have talked about this where like they have amnesia about certain parts of the show.
Yes.
All Too Well 10-minute version is my amnesia. I know I was there. I know I sang along.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you anything about it.
Well, I think I noticed that during the movie because I watched the movie twice in the theater, and I think I noticed that maybe during the second time I watched it. She has that line in All Too Well about the snow. What is that line?
The first follows snow.
Yeah, I think it's like during that it changes to snow. It's really cool. I could be totally remembering it wrong, but I think that's something I noticed in the movie. Folklore.
I love that cabin.
Which is the cabin in the woods. And
my one thing about that is I would switch Betty and Last Great American Dynasty. I would do Last Great American Dynasty first and then do Betty since the rest of the songs tie in with Betty.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. And The Last Great American Dynasty kind of just like...
It's like a story of its own.
What she does for that is she has a lot of set things and...
Background dancers.
And like they're telling a story. And it would totally flow really well.
The one that plays Rebecca is gorgeous. So many people thought it was Tree because she's a redhead, but I think that was just a little nod to Tree.
Yeah.
Having the redhead play
She
Rebecca.
kind of looks a little bit similar to her.
Yeah. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, all her dancers are gorgeous, but like her in that dress is just stunning on her.
Yeah.
Because like I know she's in the back of all the songs. Can't think of her in any other songs, but in that one, she is stunning. Because that dress just... They all have outfits I can specifically only think of them in. There's specific outfits I can always picture them in. Like the guy with the gorgeous hair, I can always picture him in Midnight Rain with the shirt unbuttoned. The one with the long hair, I can only picture him in Vigilante. Like, I know he's in other songs.
Yeah, they're all in other songs, aren't they?
But I think I only can picture them in the outfits that, like, they look absolutely gorgeous in.
1989? Are we there yet?
Yeah, it's 1989.
Yeah, we're there already. See, that's the other thing about the Eras Tour is it went so fast.
Yeah.
Did it go by fast for you too?
Yeah, I was like, has it really been over 3 hours?
I was like, how are we already almost to the surprise songs? Like, what? I don't want it to end. I was like, no, I don't want it to end.
So I didn't look up the songs for 1989. Like I said, I only looked up the songs for the albums I wasn't familiar with. So when she started playing Wildest Dreams, I freaked out. And Paladin was like, why are you freaking out? I'm like, because this is one of my favorite songs. He's like, oh, you didn't know? I was like, no! I avoided everything.
So I love the set design for this, though, because for each song, like, it's...
how it goes from the woods to the cityscape.
It's really cool. And then the car thing during Blank Space. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Oh my god. During the movie is when I noticed that when they swing, the car takes damage. I did not, because I was too far. I couldn't notice that. But, like, seeing it in the movie, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then, oh my gosh, Bad Blood. Bad Blood, that is one of my favorite moments from the whole show. Is
that when the fire is?
Yeah. That's when the fire is.
Really cool picture of that. I'm also going to post that in the link area because it's a really cool picture of it.
So we'll put some of our pictures from the show in the...
It's going to be called Eras Tour, but for right now, it's links for the episode.
Okay, in the Eras Tour under Linktree in our Discord.
Yeah.
So definitely go check that out if you want to see what we're talking about, like, in detail. Oh, right. I remember Kimu had to go to the bathroom. And so I
refused.
I did too, but she went during 1989, but she got back just in time to see the Bad Blood. And she's like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't miss that.
Did you see my picture of the fire? And as far back as I was, I could still feel the heat from it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As you can see, we're nowhere near it. So I was like, what the hell does it feel like?
I could feel the heat too.
It was July in California. Like, it was already hot. And then you add fire and it's like,
oh man. It was so cool though.
I like this.
And then she does the surprise songs. Yeah, which is like water, right?
Cool off after all that fire.
She jumps into the water.
Mm-hmm. And swims. And then it gets evaporated into the cloud for Lavender Haze. That's the song. I don't know why I always call it Midnight Rain, even though that's not the name.
It's really cool because her outfit is kind of like pajamas a little bit. Because it's like an oversized t-shirt.
It's very dreamy. It's, again, very dreamy fantasy.
You know, I can't sleep type of feeling. Yeah. It's really cool.
And then she goes into this dream outfit of the bodysuit.
And she has that costume change during Midnight Rain. It's so cool. I love it. And then, of course, vigilante shit.
Oh my god. I warned Paladin before we went. I was like, I'm gonna go feral. And then that happened, and I was just like, yes, this is why I'm pansexual, because... Woo! Did not help seeing that in the movie theater.
Oh
either.
My gosh. Yeah, it's and seeing all the close-ups and stuff. Oh.
Fanning myself.
But one thing I did notice in the movie that during vigilante shit, there's snakes.
Wait, there are?
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to be on Disney Plus so I can rewatch it.
Yeah, there's snakes attacking the platform that the chairs are on.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. That's gonna be my new workout routine when it comes out. I'm gonna dance along, since I know a lot of the choreography.
So what is your favorite era according to the production, do you think?
Ooh, that's hard, because, like...
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Because I love the car in 1989, but I also absolutely love Look What You Made Me Do. The past Taylors in the boxes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's tough. Definitely torn between those two.
I think I love Evermore and 1989 the most, I think.
Yeah, I absolutely love Willow.
For those.
The magic in Willow. I just love how they did that.
I love the forest sets, and it's just gorgeous.
The timing of when they throw like the balls up and the lights on the screen, like just the timing on everything. And in Midnight's too, the stage during Mastermind being a chessboard.
Yeah, that's really cool too.
I noticed it during the movie. They do the choreography again backwards.
Oh.
The choreography repeats. It's then just going in the reverse order. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, costumes.
Oh, God. Like I said, I can picture all the background dancers in different outfits.
I really loved the Lover costumes, actually.
Yeah.
For the background dancers.
I was thinking the Last Great American Dynasty costumes. I love those.
Oh, yeah, those
but
too.
I also love the morning outfits during Illicit Affair.
Oh, yeah.
But also the 1989 black and white outfits are stunning. I'm a sucker for costumes. I've said it. I love fashion. I love like little detailed things like that. So it's very difficult, but I also love, obviously, the Look What You Made Me Do, the different eras, the outfits they picked for each of those eras is just very... And also it's very interesting that she had a guy play her Reputation outfit.
Yeah.
It's Cam. That's the outfit I think of him in, by the way. I always think of him in the Reputation outfit. This is hard. I can't pick favorites. They're all my favorite.
Choreography.
Vigilante. As much as I love that knee drop and Look What You Made Me Do, that entire Vigilante number is just, oh my God.
Yeah, I love it so much. It reminds me so much of Chicago.
Yes.
You know, and I love the choreography and stuff for Chicago.
People didn't like Vigilante when it first came out, and then when they saw the Eras Tour, they're like, this is what Taylor had in mind. I'm like, that's the exact vibe I got when I was listening to it. I got very Chicago, Fosse vibes. And I'm a musical theater person. I worked in theater most of my life.
Yeah, same.
I love that vibe, that vintagey kind of feel, while it being very sexual. Like, it's both sexual and not at the same time, because she's just sitting in a chair, but there's something sensual about
for revenge. It's like
look what you could have had.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like.
This is what you lost.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, for the songs that were chosen from each era, which one's your favorite?
Oh no. Shockingly, I actually loved the Archer and the Lover era more than I thought I would. I thought I would love Cruel Summer or The Man more in Lover, but then the Archer, just the production on it, I really love. Yeah. What about you for Lover? I'm like trying to go in order.
Cruel Summer, I think.
I love the singing the bridge. Let's cross this bridge together.
Yeah, the bridge is so fun, and I'm just so happy that she put that in, because that was one of the ones that shocked me that it was in the set list. And not only was it in the set list, but it was one of the kind of openers, because
it's the first bridge.
Yeah, because it opens with a little bit of Miss Americana, but then it goes into
very,
Cruel
very
Summer.
short.
Yeah, and that going into Cruel Summer kind of works really well. I love that.
Fearless. I think my favorite in that is Love Story.
I like You Belong With Me.
I really loved Fearless itself, but I loved watching the crowd for Love Story to see if anybody was going to get engaged.
Yeah,
no one around me did. I was very sad. I was ready. I had my phone ready to record for them.
You Belong With Me was another one that I was just really surprised that she added it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised that it was in the set list, because that's one of my favorites That's one that I've always gone back and listened to a lot. I was just really happy about that. And it's so cute how she's like, "You ready to go back to high school with me?"
She's
Like,
acknowledging
that
it.
is so cute. Ah. And then her playing with her band member. Is it the bass? I think it's the bass player.
Yeah, it's the bass player.
Oh, I love that so much. It's so cute. Evermore.
Then Willow. I absolutely love Willow.
Champagne Problems. I love Willow too, but I love Champagne Problems.
That one's so good.
That's one of my favorite songs from Evermore. And actually, before the Eras Tour, I hadn't listened to Evermore.
Same.
It came out really, really soon after Folklore, and I was still so obsessed with Folklore. So I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to try and listen to new music yet. I was still just playing Folklore on repeat. She spoils us, but
She really does.
sometimes it's hard to get spoiled because I'm like, but I love this so much. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move on yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's next?
Reputation.
Oh, God. I love Reputation.
I know. I'm torn between Delicate and Look What You Made Me Do.
Mine's always going to be Look What You Made Me Do just because I'm so biased. That's just my number one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Look What You Made Me Do just because I really... That knee drop.
I love that too.
The knee drop into the back bend. Just, oh my God.
And I Can't Come to the Phone Right Now part and making fun of her old selves. And it's just really iconic.
Speak Now.
Well...
Oh, Long Live.
Enchanted is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Enchanted is gorgeous. But...
I have to go Long Live.
We have to say Long Live, and she should have just had it be in the set list from the beginning.
Yeah.
I get how she has made Enchanted about the fans as well, but originally it wasn't like a song written for the fans. It was written about meeting someone for the first time.
The guy from Owl City.
Yeah. And so I feel like Long Live is way more for the fans. So it's like...
Yeah. Then it's Red.
Red.
I think We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together is my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
I
one
love
is
the
really
dance
fun.
in that.
That one is really fun. I do love that one. But I love All Too Well 10-minute version.
That one is a blur to me. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
And the way she plays it, I don't know, emotional and just like...
Yeah. Then it's Folklore.
Folklore.
Last Great American Dynasty is my favorite.
My favorite is August and Illicit Affairs. Well, actually, I really love My Tears Ricochet too, the whole funeral thing. I totally forgot about that. I totally blanked on that. That's gorgeous too. It's like she's in a cemetery, which I noticed during the movie, but I didn't notice it during the actual concert.
Yeah, because so much is going on, you can't notice it all.
I know. I really love the Illicit Affairs and August because I love the colors and her running across the stage. What's next? 1989?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this one's hard because I love her bashing the car. I love that part.
I was thinking that. I'm torn between that and Bad Blood.
Yeah, same. I love Bad Blood. Oh, I think Bad Blood would be my top because, the fire and the house burning and,
Yeah, the lover house going up in flames.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Midnights.
Vigilante.
Yeah. I love Vigilante.
As much fun as Karma and all that is.
But I also love
Vigilante's just
Karma.
so iconic.
Yeah. And Vigilante is one of my top songs from Midnights anyway, so I already loved it. And so I was really happy. I was really pleasantly surprised that she added that one. The whole Midnight set list, I love.
Yeah, she picked really great songs from.
Some people aren't very happy, but I don't care. I like it.
Hard. It's already 3.5 hours.
I like Mastermind. People always say that she shouldn't have put Mastermind in there or Vigilante, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Those are great songs.
And then I love Karma, and then ending with Karma is like so perfect.
Yeah.
Come on, it's perfect. The Midnight's set, I really wouldn't change at all. I love it. You know what? That might be my favorite complete set.
Yeah, same.
Because I wouldn't change anything. Wow. I didn't think that was, but thinking about the whole thing as a whole,
As a whole.
the set, the production, the costumes, the song choices, just everything.
Yeah, it all just flows really well.
There we go. And then we already talked a lot about the movie, but what is one thing you can think of that you really noticed?
Definitely the car in 1989. I didn't notice a lot of the set details until I saw the movie and I could see it up close.
I noticed her nail polish a lot.
I noticed that too, yeah. I noticed the detail on her shoes. I was looking at that.
Because sometimes in some clips her nail polish is chipped on a couple nails.
Yeah.
But then in other clips they're perfect. So I noticed that. But I also, the acting out part and Tolerate It, oh my gosh, that
Oh my god,
hits
yeah.
so much harder in the movie.
Mhm.
Because you can actually like see it up close.
They took out some of the transitions. That's like my
Yeah,
biggest
I didn't
issue
like
with
that the transitions were taken out.
I'm hoping they get added back in Taylor's
Yeah.
version. It's
And
everything.
hopefully it's in the right order.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
That's what I'm really hoping, because it does not make sense to just tack it on to the end, especially for the transitions. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that version a lot. I couldn't justify renting it for $20.
same. All right. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening to us talk about the Eras Tour. Please reach out to us. Let us know your favorites or what you're hoping to see. Have you gotten tickets? Have you been? All that stuff. Let us know by reaching out on our social media or join our Discord, because then you can hang out anytime. And then, like Jess already said, there's a guide to the Eras Tour in our Discord, so you can see all the outfits and all the surprise songs that she did, and you can also see different pictures of what we've talked about today in this episode. So if you want to go follow along while you listen, then feel free to do that. Join our Discord. And so yeah, next week we're probably going to be talking about Miss Americana and go into that documentary, and
Yay.
that'll help give an idea of Taylor's history. And so yeah, definitely come back and listen to that, especially if you don't know backstory of Taylor and her career and stuff. So it would be good to come listen to that episode. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, review.
Talk to you all next week.